Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Simon and I am the Crypto Insider, here to help you crush the crypto markets. I'm coming up with a special video today. This is about AirTor protocol, or ATOR. There's been an absolutely wild last few days with the price of this token. The token was trading above $2 back at the middle of last week, and prices have crashed down to 60 cents. They've since recovered. So we've seen around about a 75% crash in the token price. And really, I'd like to ask the question, is this project finished, or is there actual value to be had in accumulating these tokens, taking advantage of these lower prices and looking to hold this throughout the next bull market? So let's get into it. Let's start by asking what ATOR is. And ATOR was actually running a number of nodes on the Tor network. So if anybody knows what Tor network is, it's basically something to enable anonymous communication on the internet. And they do this by having a number of relays. I think it's over maybe 7,000 plus relays to actually hide identities on the internet. So this is a privacy focused blockchain looking to actually incentivize and reward users that are actually using privacy relay operators. So actually on the description is here on the website, ATOR empowers decentralized internet relay operators through on-chain rewards and facilitates wider provision of open and anonymous protocols through hardware. So essentially it is a privacy play. If we actually just have a look at the token price, we can actually see what's been going on. So you can kind of see, really, since this token was launched sort of early part of this year, it had been in an uptrend, and we were sort of following this long-term trend line up. Obviously, the market saw more liquidity coming in over the last couple of months back in September as Bitcoin started to break out from its 32,000 level. And since then, we've had ATOR really go on a bit of a tear all the way up to is around about $2.13, $2.14 before making a bit of a top there. And then it was back on really on the sort of 19th. We started to see a bit of weakness in the price, sort of the 18th, 19th of November. And then it was on the 20th of November. So 5 days ago, the price absolutely nuked. And we came all the way down to this ascending trend line, which is actually where I thought the price probably would find some support. It got a little bit hairy at one point as we did actually dip below the 60 cent level all the way down to around about 45 there. And then since we've recovered. So yeah, I sort of charted this based on this sort of 786 retracement and also the ascending trend line. That was an area that I was interested in actually adding to my position. I had already taken a position as we were coming off around about the $1.20 level, and we've since actually recovered to just shy of that level now. We're around about sort of $1.17. So the recovery seems to be in play. Obviously, the question is, do we continue to roll over from here, or can we actually find the strength to continue this upward momentum and get back towards the $2 mark? Let's just have a little look at the news that actually caused this. So this is back to the 20th of November, and we had this article here from the Tor project. So basically what ATOR had done is it had put a bunch of its nodes onto the Tor project, and Tor basically came out, said there was a recent threat to the network health, high risk for-profit scheme. So obviously they haven't actually mentioned ATOR in name. However, you can read between the lines to figure out who they're talking about, and saying malicious intent, putting users at risk. So they basically distance themselves from ATOR. And it sort of the key piece of info is here, which is why we have proposed the rejection of those relays to our direct authorities who voted in favour of removing them. So, yeah, what we've essentially seen is these relays have been removed. These ATOR relays have been removed by the Tor team. And I know that Tor have faced a bit of backlash on this, really. I mean, this should be a completely decentralized network. And obviously, it is not a decentralized network if they are able to remove nodes or remove relays that they deem to not like and deem not to want. So, yeah, what we now, if we just go over to the sort of ATOR Twitter or X, we've actually seen ATOR come out and they have been doing many updates. We've almost had multiple updates every day since this news have come out, and they've talked about their roadmap. They've got a roadmap on here somewhere. Here we go, ATOR Discovery Roadmap. So essentially what they're looking to do now is to come out with their own network protocol, have their own ecosystem, build up their own decentralized, fully private, fully anonymous Tor network themselves. So that is their goal and that is their objective. And I think, based on the response of the ATOR team, that has obviously given some confidence to investors to actually persist with this project. And I think that's probably why we've seen the bounce in price. Obviously, we can see just today, ATOR have announced a partnership with Hotspotty. So I don't actually know who Hotspotty are. But, it all sounds fairly positive, and it seems like the team are ready to build and do what it takes to recover the project. So just looking at the CoinGecko page for ATOR, we can see that obviously, price has since bounced. So if we just look at the price stats here, we see obviously the all-time high is $2.19. It's basically a 46% decline from, or price is currently 46% lower than that all-time high. And we're trading at a market cap now of 85 million, fully diluted of 116. I have seen one or two people talk about this project. I know there is a account that I really respect, and prior to this news, he was saying that he thought that AirTor could get up to a price target of around about $100. That would obviously be a 100x increase in the market cap, so that would go to 8.5 billion. And if we just have a very quick look over at the top cryptos in CoinGecko, so if we just look at sort of the cryptocurrencies by market cap, that'll sort of give us an idea of whereabouts AirTor should be. All I will say is that obviously these are still bear market valuations, or very, very early bull market valuations at least. So if we were to assign an 8.5 billion market cap to AirTor, you might turn around and say to yourself, well, actually, that's going to make it number 12. Can it really be as big as Chainlink? But actually, we could say that, well, people out there are saying that Chainlink's going to go and hit $100. So that could do something like a 10x. Avalanche is still almost a 10x under its all-time high. So, a lot of these tokens will really start to go. So actually, if you're looking at the current valuations, maybe we should be putting AirTor around about, the 50, 60 mark. Can it get there? I think it probably can. I think, if they certainly can deliver on what they say they're going to deliver in terms of a privacy tool network for anonymous communication, that obviously has incentives attached to it as well through the AirTor token, or ATOR token, then I think, well, that actually is going to be an appealing sell for those people that obviously value their privacy online, if they can actually use the network or support the network, and actually they are incentivized to do so. Aside from obviously the Tor network at the moment, which seems to be stalling in terms of its development, and obviously this is ultimately going to receive some backlash from the community with them shutting down ATOR's relays. So we'll just go back to the chart, and I'll sort of give my view on where I think this is going in the short term. So we can see here, obviously, a nice bounce over the last couple of days. We seem to have run into a bit of resistance here around about the 1.2 level. So yeah, obviously this was our support on the way up. Makes sense. There's going to be some people that bought down here that are looking to take a bit of profits, or other people that have obviously held throughout this move that are sort of saying, look, this is a little bit too risky for me. It's a bit too uncertain. But certainly I think, look, if AirTor can hold this ascending trend line, which it has done so far, come back down here, potentially put in a higher low around about the 0.75, because obviously there's confluence with the 786 fib. There's also confluence with this high going back into August of 2023. So as long as we can stay above that level, then I would be fairly confident of a ATOR rebound. And I think for me personally, if we did get back down to this level, that would be quite a strong level to buy if you wanted to add to a position, or certainly if you were eyeing up a position. I think that would be a really strong level. Obviously, a higher low above that level will be even stronger. I mean, if we end up running this level, then obviously we'd have a target to then try and break through this 1.22 on a daily close. And I think from that, we're going to then open up targets, probably going back up to the all-time highs. And certainly if ATOR can fulfill their objectives to build out this privacy Tor network, then yeah, I mean, targets going back to $100, if not higher, are definitely on the cards for the next bull run. I think the concern is, how long is that going to take to actually get built? How long is that going to take to get functioning and working with users, with adoption? Obviously, these things can take time, but you know, if you look back to the last bull run, Cardano taught us that you don't necessarily have to have an all-seeing, all-dancing, working, highly adopted project to have a very, very high, overly inflated token price. So, you know, I would have thought, just on the expectation, if AirTor protocol can actually make some strong developments and make the right moves and the right noises, and they start to get some hype and start to get some momentum behind their project, and the signs of growth are there, then I think this token could easily do some really big multiples in the next bull run. And I think, look, a 50x to 100x is probably not out of question, provided they do deliver. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you enjoyed this content. I'll be back with some more regular content over the next couple of days. I'm going to be coming out with a bull market portfolio with 20 tokens that I think are going to outperform over the next bull cycle. So if that is something you would be interested in, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and smash a like, and I will see you on the next one.